friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So like the way we have reached that stage where we have understood the basic principles of palmistry, we have even used their application in real lives. So now the time has come when we should also understand what all are the basic guidelines, what all are the basic principles which need to be abided by in order to become a very good and successful palmist. So it all begins with the study and practice. So what I mean by that, this is a science where only the academical knowledge, only the reading of the books or reading of the articles or even listening of the videos won't suffice. You need to have proper application of all these, what you have understood, what all you have read. What I mean by that, it means that you need to have a proper analysis on daily basis. You need to have the spotting of these signs in the practically and the live hands of the people. Then only you would be able to understand the application in the lives of people. And when you would be doing that, you don't need to become a very pose yourself as an expert. You can even present yourself as a practitioner or as a student of palmistry, and you need to have daily checking of the hands of the people around you. If you want to really become successful in the field of palmistry, that is one sign, and that is the one principle. Second being the like the way I've been saying, and I have got to know from majority of the people, where people say that palmistry lacks the accuracy, palmistry lacks the judgment. So let me tell you, my friends, this is the most ancient and pristine form of divination which has been taken refuge in every ancient civilization. What all is required is hard work and practice at your end. If the extent of palmistry is to such a level that just by looking at someone's palm, you could even draw the astrological chart of an individual. So what is required is more hard work and more practice at your end. Then the second is, it is a form of divination. All the gods and universal energies help you. You should not do it for the amusement. It is a kind of science. If it is used properly, it could just help people to get rid of all their problems. You could help people meet their real talents so that they can even meet success in their occupations. So you should not do it for the amusement, for the bystanders, or just to impress people. Then third is, it is an art of circumstantial judgment. So what I mean by that is, while making predictions or while doing analysis, you need to give a proper, you need to properly emphasize on these two parameters, that from which country does your client belongs to, what is the dominant time and trend at the time when you're doing the consultation, and thirdly and the last is the present circumstances. So like the way I say that, what could be the trend, what could be the too much of following in one part of the world, one country could be seen as a taboo in another part of the world. So levens could be levens which are seen as very very popular, is very common in the western part of the world, but same is the thing which is still considered as a taboo in most of the Arabian countries. So you need to give proper emphasize to it. Second being the, even if you have spotted, like the way we say that spotting of all those kingly combinations just bestow too much of wealth and too much of gifts in someone's life. So you need to also give emphasis to what kind of background does your client belongs to. So the same sign of good fortune, so let's say for example the symbol of triangle on the fate line promises sudden gain, good fortune. So same case would vary in the life of different individual who would be from different background. So let's say the symbol of this triangle on the fate line, if spotted on the hand of a salesperson, so this could mean the sudden gain in incentives. So if the same sign is spotted in the hand of a government employee, this could mean the bestowed he could be bestowed with too much of arrears or financial allowances in that month or in that financial year. But same sign if spotted in the hand of a billionaire, so this could mean that this person being having an addition of millions of money in his account, in his savings, in his wealth. So this is how analysis is done. Same is the case, let's say the case of divorces as well. So doesn't matter that this person is meeting a divorce, but this could be an indication that someone who has already been shackled in an incompatible matrimonial life, and this happening of this divorce could open the door of happiness in this person. So we need to give proper emphasis of the circumstances to which one your client belongs to. Second is words of discouragement are always taboo. What I mean by that, we are in a science, we are in a field where clients come to you when they have tried all of their efforts, when they come to you when they are at the bottom end of their disappointments. And over and above that, I'm not asking you guys to lie and to make sugarcoat lies for the appeasement of your clients. All what I'm saying is that while making predictions, you need to remain very watchful with your words. Your words should fill your client with a tinge of optimism and hope. And all what is required is that you should provide a proper solution to your client's problem. So let's say if you have spotted in someone's hand that this person is heading towards bankruptcy, so you can also have a track, you can also keep a proper scrutinization. So what all are the signs which are indicating that? So whether this person is extremely risk taking, whether this person is too impulsive, too lazy, too laid back. So what all those signs which you have spotted in the hand, so you need to properly warn your client along with the proper remedial measures, whether it's connecting your client with the proper DTs, with a chance, with a change in the lifestyle, along with a warning of what could happen. But all that should be done with a tinge of hope and optimism. One more sign of principle which you need to follow is never ever predict the death of someone. It is something which is against the nature of law. It is very unethical. All what you can do is you can just warn your client with the signs and the diseases from which your client is vulnerable. But it is something which is very unethical. I am not even going to explain this point. It is something which you should not do. You should not never ever predict the death or time of death of someone. Next is always synthesize the whole hand. You should need to do a comprehensive analysis of the hand. So like the way I always say, the index finger, which tells about our desire for respect, our leadership, our ambition, but even this finger is need to be looked at in the combination with the thumb. So whether we have that matching determination, willpower. Same is the case, we need to check the condition of the headline, whether we have that the kind of mental abilities to fulfill those ambition and desires. Same is the case, let's say when it comes to the amount of Venus, which tells about our sexual drive. But in order to fulfill those sexual drive, we also need to have a proper physical vitality to match that. So same is the case, spotting one good sign and just jumping to the conclusion, jumping to the prediction, you should not do it. You need to have a proper scrutinization and comprehensive analysis of the whole hand. And lastly, the code of ethics which need to be abided by. If you are a serious follower, if you seriously want to gain an accuracy in this form of divination, all what is required is a proper code of conduct which needs to be followed. Why I say that? Because no matter how much analytical knowledge you have gained in the concepts of and the principles of palmistry, a stage comes when you need to have a proper intuition to funnel down all those pillars of the fundamental principles, and you need to funnel it down and make it in the form of a one single liner prediction. So you need to have proper connection with the divine, you need to have proper connection with the universe. So that all is very required, and then that can only be acquired by living a life of righteousness, by having a proper connection with the divine, refraining from alcohol, refraining from non-vegetarian food. And lastly, the most important code of ethic which is required, which can be expected from a palmistry enthusiast, is that you need to be on the top of what is happening around you, the community in which you are working, because you are in an occupation where people from all walks of life would come to you for the consultation. So let's say if someone who is like a corporate, he's in a corporate world, and that person has come to you, so you need to have a superficial idea about what is happening in the world of corporate. Same is the way if some political enthusiast has come to you, so you need to have what are the dominant trends in the political environment around this individual's community. Then only you would be able to help this person to the core of expertise, and meeting this guy and helping this guy to fulfill his goals and ambitions and get rid of all his afflictions which this person is facing. You need to understand that an intermediary practitioner of palmistry could predict the events, could predict your fortune, but it requires a good occultist to connect you to your happiness. So I hope I made myself very clear on this video. If you are a serious follower, you're going to take and follow all these guidelines very seriously. For further more updates and notifications on palmistry, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.